Hi, my name is Amber, and I wanted to talk to everyone for a few minutes about severe asthma and how it's affected my life, and um, hopefully try to get some awareness raised. Um, I'm 34 years old. I'm oxygen dependent and have been for a year, and that that took a lot of my pride away. I'm fighting to get disability and have been for 5 years. I lost my career as a paramedic because of my breathing, because of my asthma. Um, in my case, the asthma is compounded by Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a genetic connective tissue disorder that affects the collagen. So anywhere in your body that has collagen has the potential to be affected. And in my case, it's screwed up most of my body. The Ehlers-Danlos has affected my joints, which is very typical of it because you're double jointed. I bruise very easily, and the bruises last forever. I've got bruises on my arm from being in the hospital 2.5, 3 weeks ago, and they look like I just got them yesterday. So I've probably got about another 3 or 4 weeks before they go away. It's affected my kidneys. I have renal tubular acidosis. It's affected my migraines. They're harder to control. I have an aortic aneurysm. I have a mitral valve prolapse and a tricuspid valve prolapse, which I just found out about. And now for the lungs, I have severe persistent cough variant asthma that's borderline steroid resistant, so prednisone and stuff just doesn't work as well with me, but they still do it, as you can tell by my face. I'm nice and poofy. We found out that the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is causing my trachea and my bronchus to collapse, so once they get just a little bit worse, I'll have to go and get stents put in my trachea and bronchus. We also found out a couple of weeks ago when we did the bronchoscopy that my bronchioles are permanently dilated, and then there's just normal scar tissue and stuff in there from the years of asthma and the years of infection. I also have chronic bronchitis. No, I've never smoked a day in my life. I can't handle extreme temperature changes. I can't handle any type of fumes, cleaning products, dust. It's just horrible. I take probably about 10 or 15 medicines a day, 4 to 6 nebulizer treatments a day, and 2 of those treatments have three medicines in them. I'm just for my asthma. I'm on a Duo Neb, which is albuterol and Atrovent, Pulmicort, the nebulized version, Singulair. I've been on it since it came out in like the 90s. Anoro. I'm missing something. I can't place it. It's been a long day. I'll randomly go into respiratory distress and pass out. I have an implanted Holter monitor, basically. It's called a loop monitor. It's been implanted almost a year. It can stay in for about 2 more years before we either have to take it out, change the battery, or put a new one in, or leave it out, or whatever it is they're going to do. So I get to walk around remote all the time for that. On a normal day, my fingernails will be solid purple, which they are today. I'll be sitting there perfectly fine 1 minute. The next minute, my fingers get darker purple, and my lips turn blue, and I get diaphoretic, a nice cold sweat, and there we go. I've been hospitalized twice since October, and I've had 3, 4, 5, about 6 or 7 ER visits since October, and almost weekly visits back and forth to Atlanta to my pulmonologist, not counting all of the other doctors. And the cardiologist called me a couple days ago and moved my appointment to next Friday because the Holter monitor is picking up PVCs, or preventricular contractions. So my bottom part of my heart's throwing beats that it's not supposed to. I've been off steroids about a week. I'm hoping I'll be able to stay off of them a little bit longer than a week. I'll find out Tuesday when I see the lung doctor. It's not an easy disease by any means. I mean, you're basically walking around having an asthma attack 24 hours a day, and then you judge a good day from a bad day from, is it my normal not being able to breathe, or is this one a little bit worse? And my baseline is about where I'm at right now, and I'll go from the recliner chair to the bathroom, which is maybe 50 steps. By the time I get there, I'm blue and coughing and hacking and 4 or 5 word sentences, and that's a normal day for me. I am in pulmonary rehab. It's basically working out, getting your blood pressure checked. I hope it helps, but I don't know. Getting a chronic respiratory failure diagnosis at 34 years old, it's a game changer. I have a 14-year-old son, and it affects him as bad as it affects me because he has to watch me suffer. I know it's going to be my lungs that kill me. I just don't know when. There's no way that we can slow or stop the progression of what I'm dealing with, because most of it's related to the Ehlers-Danlos, and there's no cure for it. As far as the asthma part goes, we have such a hard time controlling my asthma because it's not quite typical asthma because of the EDS. So most of the traditional treatments for it doesn't work for me. My life's miserable, and I hate it. I can't do anything I like anymore. I can't walk. I can't play my trumpet. I can't go outside and kick a soccer ball with my son. This disease has taken everything from me. My life revolves around sitting in this stupid chair, and I hate it. I want my career back. I want a life, because this isn't one. Maybe this video will help someone. You're not alone. We know pain. We know suffering. We also know joy. We know the value of having a decent day. If you're one of the people who don't suffer with asthma or severe asthma, don't take it for granted. It can change in a heartbeat.